Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another trading session. Well, it is Tuesday. Yesterday we had a big movement to the upside. Honestly, it kind of was an odd day for a Monday noon news. So let me switch it to the combine here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, yesterday I didn't trade, as you can see here. Let me just put the camera. Yeah, as I was saying, yesterday I didn't trade, but yesterday it was some sort of a not an easy day because the entry was the entry was kind of tricky. You had to be a fast and quick trader to catch some of these moves. But if you look into a higher time frame, you can clearly see that we got some AMD. We got some AMD here, so accumulation manipulation during London. So this is typical setup. Then we form some sort of a trend line liquidity here, and as soon as we opened at 9:30, price just displaced to the upside, distributing everything that has to be distributed, targeting all-time highs. And yeah, and then lunch hour just delivered a little bit higher. And yeah, it was somehow a clean move to the upside, but honestly, I was watching it, and yeah, you had to be quite fast to operate these types of movements. This is not the usual. I mean, the usual, and this is not the environment that I like to trade. Honestly, I like to trade some things that that have some how should I say it, um, some clean purge of sell side or buy side. And to me, this was not a clean purge of sell side here. We left these relative equal lows here down below, but yeah, it was enough for price to continue higher. And since it stopped at 3 p.m., we are here ranging in this horrible consolidation or accumulation, as you want to call it. So at this point, London highs, Asia highs, and Asia lows, they already have been taken. So the draw that we used to consider as Asia highs or Asia lows, it's not possible to frame that scenario. So we have to eventually wait for something to happen before taking some action. And yeah, honestly, I'm just curious to see what price will do first. If it wants to go for all-time highs here, which I think is the most logical draw. So then price would do something like this quite easily. It's a run of about 7 handles, so quite easily. But then would like to see something lower, targeting all this remaining liquidity that still is here down below. But yeah, I really would like to see some manipulation to the upside first, and then eventually targeting is down below. We have these quarters here annotated, which are from the previous daily candle. It's not yesterday's daily candle, but it's this here. So the quarters are here to, just to have a reference here. I would like to see price coming down a little bit to probably rebalance everything that's inside this wick. If not, then we will continue straight to the upside. But yeah, I really would like to to see some manipulation higher first, and then consider eventually some shorts heading towards the quarters of that wick from Friday's price action. Yeah, Friday's price action. So right now I will just wait. We will have some news driver at 9:45. We will have another news driver at 12:35. So here actually the Fed's the Fed will speak. So Powell will speak here, and this one here is it's PMI flash. So it's not that of a it's not a volatile like NFP or FOMC or CPI or even PPI. It's not that volatile. We can eventually get some volatile news here, depending on what the Fed wants to tell us. So right now, price just opened, and I will just put this here right at the open. As you can see here, and I've been telling you this for a while now. Whenever we have all the opens just like this all stacked together, well, eventually you can expect a hard day to trade, because price will try to eventually gyrate near these opens. They will act as a magnet on price, and eventually it will keep coming back to midnight open, or eventually to 9:30 and 8:30 open. So keep that in mind as well. Yeah, just let me check here what's going on with this live here on the OBS with my live stream, because I think it's not working on other platforms. Well, whatever. Just let me check it quickly. So the first moves are in here. So the movement higher, as I was expecting, is happening right now. So I'm curious to see what will happen after we will take some all-time highs. I will look at what NQ is doing as well. So right now it seems like ES is a bit stronger than NQ. Well, in fact, they are doing different things. So ES just purged London highs. It's kind of a shy purge, but I don't think that's enough. And yeah, NQ is still behind. It's falling a little bit behind, but let's see. Let me just I'm just trying to connect here once again on the other platform, so that's why I'm looking to my phone. Let's just see if we can get this connected here. Just give me here a couple of minutes just to reconnect this. There we go. So yeah. think it's working now. So as I was watching as I was watching my phone, yeah, NQ just decided to go south here while ES is trying to stay here. Searching for support on midnight open. I will just move to regular trading hours just to see. Yeah, see, there's a lot of liquidity here. A lot of people already tried to sell. And I believe that we will eventually take out this buy side liquidity here on ES and then eventually move lower. We have a small gap here. The opening range gap, it's kind of a small gap here, but we still have some sell side liquidity here as well. So it would be interesting to see price do something like this, or eventually the opposite. So taking out sell side liquidity, and then moving to the upside once again. So at this point, I will wait for one of these liquidity pools to be target, and then I will try to frame something, honestly. Until now, there's no first presentation here. So we could eventually consider one of these as our first presentation, these implied fair value gaps, but I usually don't work with them, so I will stick myself with what I'm used to work. So I will just wait for a first presentation. Usually the first presentation is an important how should I say it? It's an important measure of resistance or support. It will act as an important measure of support or resistance. It can eventually go back here, try to gather some support, and eventually pick up the pace and go straight ahead. Or as you can see here, it's leaving it open so far. Well, it's not closed yet. I mean, we have to wait for the closure of this candle to consider this as a first presented fair value gap. Well, so far we have on NQ, it's kind of displacing to the upside as well. So at this point, we have on a 15-minute, we have a clear SMT. So this one here, it's an SMT here, followed by displacement. So whenever you have an SMT followed by displacement, you can eventually consider that this SMT will hold. So we will wait for it and see if it really holds or not. So a tiny one, but a valid first presentation here. Let's just see if price wants to respect it, or if it will just be around here and mumbling around here. Well, yeah, NQ just made another low. So far, we took out London highs, but we left buy side liquidity here. So that's kind of suspicious for me. I would like to see it being purged. Nice displacement to the downside, trying to get below midnight open, but still fighting. Meanwhile, NQ, it's straight heading to the downside here. NQ kind of heavy here, taking a lot of the sell side liquidity that I talked at the first moments of the stream. So it's already heading down here. And meanwhile, ES is just hanging here, doing nothing. At this point, we have a breaker below the first presented fair value gap here. But since we have all these openings here, I'm kind of suspicious to take this breaker already and heading price to the downside, but it seems like it will happen. This SMT will eventually get rejected, and yeah, seems like price is starting to get heavy here on ES2. But let's see if it has the strength to come up here and do some damage and move to all-time highs, or if it will just displace lower, because at this point we have a lot of liquidity here as well. Well, NQ just made a simple dive, and if you look into the 15 minutes, the 15 minute seems like some sort of a manipulation candle, which is a big red candle. It still has about 1 minute left, but so far it seems like it's kind of a suspicious candle. Meanwhile, ES already took 930, as you can see here. So this sell side liquidity here, these relative equal lows were taken, and immediately it reacted and touched the breaker. It can't be enough for ES. So this is the first point of sell side liquidity here, and we still have some here down below, but if the SMT holds, this sell side point is enough. Yeah, indices are quite are doing a different job here. Not liking how we opened. Didn't really like how they are doing different things. So that's why I'm waiting. Let me just check the ranges here of these candles. 2 handle, 4 handles, 5 handles. So it's not that volatile, but it's not that small as well. Price trying to move to the upside once again. So this sell side here is taken. The breaker is being somehow retested. See how midnight open, 8:30 open, and 9:30 open just held the price here around it. So that's why I didn't like to I wasn't interested to sell here because yeah, these levels could eventually hold price, and yeah, they just did. Well, so far it's a hard reading market. See, let's see if it wants to come to buy side liquidity and then displace lower, or if it wants to go for buy side liquidity and it keeps driving higher, it can eventually do something like that as well. So we have to, I guess, we have to accept both scenarios at this point. Still nothing for me here. Still waiting. Yeah, it is more interested in buy side liquidity. At this point, it's obvious that we will try to reach for buy side liquidity here. But honestly, there's no entry for me here. I could eventually take some measure of a retrace to the first presented fair value gap, but I don't think that's just like this. I don't think that it's worth the risk here, honestly, because price can eventually try to go once again for midnight open. But yeah, this could eventually be an entry here because we have some sort of inverted fair value gap here that can be used as a support on price. But yeah, I'm not taking this trade. I'm just watching it and to see where it goes from here. See, that's why I did not engage with anything until now. So far, yes, it's kind of hard to read here. See, it tried to reach for midnight open. It crossed it a little bit, and we are still here trying to decide whatever it wants to do. Meanwhile, in Q, it's just accumulating once again. Yeah, so far nothing that I would like to be in. So far in Q purged the sell side liquidity, And yeah, ES is trying to purge buy side liquidity first, so it's kind of annoying to know that they are not in sync. Yeah, but sometimes it happens. See, even being right and even expecting the right outcome, it would be hard to stay in a trade like this. I had, yeah, just let me rewind it. And yeah, I had to have my stop below this candle right here. Otherwise, I would have been stopped out. But yeah, it would transform my trade into a 1.5 or 1.4 R, which I really don't like to take. I usually tend to search for something that's higher than 2R, because it will give me some room to work with partials. And yeah, it can be easier to work when you have, and when you know that you have a trade that can stretch beyond some low hanging fruit. Yeah, price almost hit buy side liquidity as previously high, but still left some handles behind. So I'm waiting for another run to that buy side liquidity. Yeah, this candle here, the 945 was a news candle, but it really didn't do anything. Yeah, another down movement here. NQ is way NQ is way cleaner. Let's see if NQ wants to follow through here and wants to grab some more liquidity. If so, I believe that ES will do the same here. Starting to feel a bit weak. And we took major sell side. I really would like to reach for that buy side liquidity, because on the regular trading hours, it's kind of odd if price just displaces lower and leaves all this behind. Uh, but it can happen. I'm just waiting. No rush to engage with anything. I'm just waiting for something clear and cleaner to really happen here. So I like how price just inverted this fair value gap here. Let's see if it will reclaim this fair value gap or if it will maintain that fair value gap as an inverted one and move straight down. Yeah, still midnight open is still acting as support here. But NQ seems way cleaner. NQ really seems like it wants to head lower. But he is really doing a crappy job here. I really would, at this point, I really would like to see some displacement lower, coming back, retesting 830 or 930, and then displace lower. Let's just see if we will have that, or if price is just hanging in here and waiting for a reversal on NQ. At this point, we will have 950 to 1010 macro here. So this is the macro, and the macro, I'm curious to see if the macro just started this move to the downside or if it will mark a reversal here, just to clean this buy side liquidity here. But at this point, there's nothing that we can do here on ES. We just have to wait for cleaner price action just to be able to engage with something. But yeah, NQ, it's heading down. Let me just take a look at the Dow just to see what it's doing. And well, the Dow is clearly something else to work with. It's completely bullish, one-sided since the open. So that to me is suspicious as well. So no sell side was taken here. Yeah. Back to yes. This price action is really annoying because the other assets are kind of cleaner. And I'm just here working with this crappy price action. So far, the opens are doing a phenomenal job holding price here, as you can see. So I will take out this breaker. Let's see if we reclaim this fair value gap. Would be interesting to see how we reclaim back that fair value gap. Yeah, at this point, it really seems that ES is trying to hold the price and just waiting for NQ to invert. And since we are inside a macro, it can easily invert here, but I don't know. I can see that there are still some sell side points. If you look into the 15 minutes, yeah, there's still a flat candle on the 15-minute on NQ, a flat candle from yesterday's price action, and usually those flat candles don't stay intact. There we go. So seems like we have some follow through here on ES. So price was not able to reclaim this fair value gap. It kind of retested the first presented one here, kind of rejected it. And now let's see if we have some sort of fair value gap to enter price, or let's see. Well, if it comes straight back inside 9:30 and 8:30 open, that would be not the best scenario. Yeah, not liking how we are coming back here after taking this sell side once again. So at this point, price just the open, the close, and the open. Yeah, it almost made 75% of the opening range gap. Let's see if NQ is really cooking a reversal here. See, price came, midnight open, it took out 8:30 low. We still have this low here as well. So at this point, let me check once again the regular trading hours. Let me check it on NQ as well. This is a regular. Yes, it is. Yeah, but we still have some lower. We still have some lower. This one right here, which is kind of suspicious to me as well. Let's just see. So at this point, we have some sort of a breaker with this fair value gap holding the breaker as well. But price is really inside of this strange range here, doing nothing. Let me check the 2 minutes. Yeah, the 2 minutes. We took out 830. Should this be enough? I don't think so. We this point I will move the macro down below here. But yeah, so far, ugly price action. There's nothing here that I would like to trade. But it seems like price is really doing a, yeah, you know what I mean. The open held once again, midnight open as well. So now we are trying to reclaim this fair value gap here. We took out these relative equal highs. And Q is trying to do the same here. But I don't want to, I don't, yeah, I would not like to see price coming back down once again. There we go. And there's still an SMT here, followed by displacement. So at this point, I should have been long already. But let's wait and see if there will be some sort of retracement. Harsh retracement here, right to the order block. But it was not able to close inside the order block, so it just really touched it. At this point, I would like to see NQ pushing to the upside as well. Otherwise, we will go once again back below midnight open, and that's not the ideal scenario. I would not like to see this fair value gap here being inverted. So another touch on the order block. Just let me check the 2-minute here. Yeah, it's not that clean. Yeah, it seems like Trump is speaking right now. So probably everybody is holding their horses, and yeah, just just trying not to predict what he's going to say. Yeah, that's why ES is still doing not much. Yeah, so far the order block is being respected here, as you can see. So there's no closes inside the order block, only wicks. But since Trump is speaking and NQ is not giving me that good bullish vibes, it still is, but I would like to see some more displacement to the upside before heading into any longs here on ES. See, I really, don't like to play this back and forth game. I need to see something with certainty, some moves, certain moves, some moves that will leave us with no doubts about what the market is going to do. And this right here is not that clean. price is still stuck inside that range. Yeah, price was not able to, as you can see here, price was not able to reclaim this fair value gap. So the bearishness is, or the neutrality, the market being neutral is still holding here. But looking into NQ, I'm just suspecting that NQ will turn its game around and will head to the upside. But it seems like ES is just not primed to do so, or it can eventually displace here and then move back inside the range, which I really wouldn't like to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, still waiting. Trump is still speaking, so he might say something that will trigger the market, and I don't want to be in that kind of situation, honestly. Yeah, we kind of we are once again losing midnight open and 9:30 open. So this fair value gap here, which I was saying that I would not like to see it be inverted. It kind of got inverted, so I will move this here. Mark this as an inverted one. Now let's see if price really wants to come lower. So far, very slow price action here. And Q ending once again to the downside. Yeah, ugly morning here. Very ugly. Nothing to work with. And yeah, kind of a boring. Your price falling down once again. We have the 1 hour value gap here. We took these relative equal lows here as well. So let's see if this will get some follow through, or if it will just reverse here and tag all these relative equal highs here. This point, so we'll mark the 1050 macro as well. So 1050, 1110. 1050, 1110. So a bearish fair value gap. Let's see if it holds or if it gets inverted once again. If it gets inverted once again, it's a no-no market. Because at this point we have some I mean new lows, new highs here as well. So price can really dig into this fair value gap, get some support here, and then eventually go straight to its draw, which is all-time highs. So at this point, I will take this out. I will leave those. This is still an SMT. So no closure inside of this fair value gap yet. But as you can see, the first candle right after the formation of the bearish fair value gap, just the first candle just yeah, just almost pierced this fair value gap from bottom to top. So, and here we have the inversion. Now, on the higher time frames, the 15-minute, we have this SMT, and on the lower time frames, we have this one right here, working as a SMT as well. Let me just, yeah, this is also an SMT, but there's no real displacement, and we have the opens once again. Yeah, just like I told you in the first minutes of the stream, whenever you have the open stacked in, like this, you will probably face a hard morning session. So that's really what's happening right now. So I presume that if nothing happened until now, I presume that something will happen after 11, which is always a possibility. And there's no follow through here as well. Not to the downside or eventually to the upside. It's a boring morning, honestly. Yeah, and Q, it's not heading to the upside as I would like to see it. Yes, really trying to really working on this for Valley Gap, but yeah, nothing. Such a boring morning, honestly. Yeah, there's nothing that we can do here. Still waiting. I can see that Trump is still speaking as well. So that might be the reason why the market is so slow today. So once again, 9:30 open and 8:30 open, acting at this point as a resistance here. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Now we're getting some minor follow through here, but yeah, it's a two handle move, so it's not that enticing at all. Let's see what ES does as soon as it hits the 1 hour for value gap or these lows, these pre-market lows. Meanwhile, yes. Meanwhile, NQ is not following this down leg here. So once again, kind of suspicious or odd, as you want to call it. Now it seems like it's getting some steam here, but honestly, not impressed with it. This was somehow a deeper retracement here, which I usually don't like. We had I kind of missed this fair value gap here. This one could have worked as an entry. But yeah, honestly, at this point, even if I use this one here, I would have to put my stop loss eventually a little bit above midnight open and would only take it to take it this far. So the trade would be something like this. And yeah, there's no really follow through here. If you look at it, NQ it's trying to build some reversal, it seems. So that's why things are taking so long. Trump is still speaking, not sleeping. Is still speaking, so let's wait. Meanwhile, NQ seems more decided to take the reversal. Now it's time for yes to work on that. Let's see if we will have some 1050 reversal or not. Just waiting. We have about 12 minutes before the 1050 macro. If nothing happens at the 1050 macro, yeah, this should be a no day. Yeah, just made a new low. We still have some more room to go here. But as you can see, price is very slow, still inside the range. And yeah, if you look into NQ, it's preparing something. I would say it's preparing a reversal because it has some relative equal highs to be purged right before the all-time high. And yeah, it's taking way too long here down below. So it's somehow time distorting. And whenever price is kind of time distorting, it can eventually break out very quickly as soon as it breaks. So yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for this low to be taken. So the previous not the previous but the pre-session low to be taken. Let me just check the regular trading hours. Yeah, at this point we already took it. So we still have these two. So another drive lower would be fine for me. But if price really wants to start the reversal right now, I wouldn't mind. So now I need to see some sort of inversion type of fair value gap, a breaker, or eventually some displacement to the upside. Nice displacement on ES right now. So here we go. Harsh retracement here as well. So 50% of the candle is made. nice rejection from this fair value gap. So I wouldn't mind to see price coming down once again here. And then right at 10.50 inside a macro, it starts to displace once again and moves higher. That would be a plan. Yeah, the big candle on NQ did not hold. So NQ is taking another dive. I just want to see those lows purged on ES. Will not interact with it because at this point the risk to reward is not good. But let's see. I'm still waiting here. I'm just waiting it for coming down. I wouldn't mind to see it coming down like this, taking out some form of liquidity, and then not like this, just like this. This would be interesting to see, or if it comes like this, then because at this point we have a flat candle here, which will act as a magnet as soon as price will eventually we retrace higher, and we have these one here, this one here as well, and then all of these points here are acting right now as a magnet on price. But first of all, I would like to see a movement lower and then an attack on these stops right here for those who are selling, then a follow through midnight open, and this should be quick here, and then an attack on these lows right here, these highs right here as well, and buy side liquidity and previous day high. So I think all these points right here at this moment, they will act somehow as a magnet on price. So they will try to force price to go into that direction. But let's wait and see, because right now we still have about 20 minutes to form some sort of inversion. So we have to focus on possible SMTs, SMTs followed by displacement, that kind of thing. I will take this one out here. We will not engage in this type of displacement here. It's not worth it, because we still have relative equal lows here. We still have pre-market lows as well. Let me just check once again we formed some relative equal lows here on the regular trading hours. So not perfect, honestly. I will just mark this level, because I would like to see this level being purged. I would not like to see this being attacked. So regular trading hours, sell side liquidity. Yeah, at this point I would like to see another stretch down. If that doesn't happen, yeah, I don't know. Let me just push this one right here. And yeah, this 950 macro was downsided, was not an inversion or anything like that. So this move is really happened from 950 macro to 1050 macro. So I believe we will end this move at 1050 and start another one, probably another run to buy side liquidity or these relative equal highs here. But to be a perfect scenario, I really would like to see another drive lower, honestly, because at this point, even if price comes here, even if price does something like this, yeah, it can come once again to the downside, taking out this liquidity, and I will not engage in those types of conditions. I need to see a real liquidity purge, not this. But yeah, Trump is still speaking, so I believe there's a lot of people just waiting for Trump to end it's his speech. And yeah, probably something will happen, but after 11, which is the time of the day, the macro close, uh, the New York AM close. Yeah, but so far, I'm content, even if the price action has been very tricky. I'm content because I kind of anticipated that this would be a hard session, and it's a hard session indeed. If you look into it, it's a ping pong session. So price is still accumulating. ES didn't do anything, honestly. So yeah, I was kind of anticipating these types of conditions as soon as I opened the charts and saw that the market has been ranging for about, I don't know how many hours, but yeah, it's been 20 hours ranging. So if if the market is ranging as soon as you open the charts, it doesn't mean that it will stop ranging as soon as you open the charts. So you have to convince yourself that you have to see it stop ranging, just to believe in it. Otherwise, it will just continue its ranging job, accumulating liquidity, punishing longs here somehow, and probably here punishing some short sellers as well. So, oh, and once again, whenever you see a cluster of openings like you see here, um, where 8:30 open, 9:30 open, and midnight open, they are almost all stacked together. Well, then you have to anticipate that you will have um, a hard session. So price is really trying to invert without taking the sell side liquidity that I was expecting it to take out, which means that it will leave it for later action. And if so, I'm not interested in longs anymore because I don't know when the market um, will just invert its direction and move towards the liquidity that was left behind. But yeah, so far, nice displacement to the upside. Touching once again the open, 9:30 open and midnight open and 9:30 open. But I'm not really interested in this type of action because, yeah, some more relative equal lows were left behind. Some more liquidity was left behind. It can really do what I was expecting it to do, something like this. But is it worth it? I don't think so because since there is still liquidity here and here, it can really come down once again. And after 11, it can form the inversion that I'm expecting here to be formed inside of this macro. So I prefer to wait and see if this is a valid um, inversion or if this is just the market playing with us and trying to force some more players to be liquidity. Because at some point I can see a lot of people trying to sell short and trying to long as well, but they all end up being liquidity. See, this is what I was talking about right now. So price just came up here. It took out the the flat candle. It faced some resistance at 9:30 and 8:30, and it displaced right back. So at this point, it will gather this liquidity here. So if you try to buy here without waiting for it to take out liquidity first, yeah, you're facing a larger risk here. So that's why I decided to wait and and see if this would eventually be a continuation to the upside, but I really doubted it as soon as it started to climb higher, because this is way too clean here, way too clean. And the market usually does not leave things as clear as this. It usually messes the lows and the tops just to not give any opportunity for players to move their stop loss to these lows. And yeah, and take their stops. So let's wait a bit more. But Trump is still speaking here. So if he continues to speak along 11 a.m., I believe it will be like this for the rest of the ending of the New York AM session. It will probably be like this for the lunch hour, and probably the bigger opportunities will rest at New York PM session. So I'm not sure about what he's talking about. I'm not hearing what he's talking about. I'm just watching it here on the screen. It seems like he is in a NATO or some kind of European building, just giving a speech about something. I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea, and don't pretend to have an idea about what he's talking, honestly. So there we go. Price is giving us another run to the downside, just like I wanted it to see. And if price doesn't give us the inversion model that we are expecting it to give us, and just completely drains itself to the downside, well, I'm content with it anyways, because I didn't lose any money. I will not take those shorts, probably. Um, but I'm content anyways, because I had a plan and I tried to wait for it to deliver. So if it does not deliver, I have no plan to get into something new. So I could have, but I don't believe we will leave this here. So that's why I'm not targeting lower levels. I have this here prepared. As you can see here, these are the quarters of the previous daily wicks. I think I showed it to you in the first minutes of the stream. Yeah, I showed it. So price can eventually drop down here, but I'm not that convinced that it can. That's why I prepared myself for that type of scenario, because we still have these lows here, which are kind of clean as well. But if the model will develop right here, right after taking sell side liquidity, then we will probably engage with it. Otherwise, we can eventually expect the price to drive itself to these levels right here, or eventually respecting this fair value gap here. So let's wait. So at this point, we have our sell side, our major sell side liquidity taken out. And now let's see how things will develop. So at this point, let me see. We have this one right here, which can work as projection to the downside, and let's see where price has been stopping. So this could be one, and this could be another one. So it's not that accurate, but could work. So at this point, we took out sell side liquidity as our relative, our regular trading hours liquidity zone that we have. So price is still mumbling. Let's see if it has another drive to the downside. Then I would consider or search for a breaker in one of these candles here. There we go. And now I move lower. And for me, it can stay like that. And now I would like to see something to the upside. But we still have some relative equal lows here. And I don't want to leave that as it is right now. So you can drive a little bit lower. I don't mind. At this point, we are also ending the 950 macro. So now let's see if something bullish will develop. I would like to see something bullish being developed. Still waiting. Still waiting for anything cleaner than everything that has been presented to us. But still no breaker. Yeah. I would like to see some form of displacement here just to consider a move to the upside. Otherwise, this is just noise and nothing good will happen from here. So now we have some displacement here. So at this point, this should be the breaker. This right here should be the inverted fair value gap. And your long position should be something like this. Well, let's see if ES will behave accordingly to the plan. Well, under 2 minutes, it's not that good, honestly, looking at into it. The 3 minutes is not that enticing as well. Mm. We are playing at 11:15, so yeah. I'm really not taking this trade yet because I'm not liking how NQ is behaving. Yeah, still waiting for something cleaner. I don't believe this breaker will hold. Let's let's see. If I was in the trade, I would be in drawdown right now. Liking to see how price is developing right now. So let's see if we will have the model or not. At this point, I would like to see some follow through. It's the closing macro that we are trying to explore here. Hmm. Seems like it will not work as we wanted it to work. Let's give it some time here. Yeah, not working as we wanted it to work. So we might face our first loss here. I really would like to see price coming a little bit more to the upside. It never touched this fair value gap. I was waiting for it to touch it to protect my position, but it never came there. So at this point, I will wait a bit more just to see if price really wants to give us that high resistance to the upside, or if it will still move lower. Yeah, price is trying to hold inside a breaker, but it's taking too much time here, honestly. And Q really trying to follow through here, while ES is still mumbling. Let's just see if we have some form of displacement here, just to drive price a little bit higher. It would be interesting to see some form of displacement here, marking some new intermediate highs. NQ is making a new high here, but ES is not. It's kind of lazy here. Yeah, ES is very lazy. Yeah, it did not work how we anticipated. Did not work at all how we anticipated, but yeah, at least we tried, and at least we did something here. Oops. Yeah, price is trying to react here, but yeah, it will. There we go. I stopped out here. So this was a quick stop out here, and it will probably drive a little bit lower before doing whatever we wanted it to do. So this was unfortunate, but it's a small loss, so I'm not that upset with it. It kind of worked for some minutes, but yeah, I was not seeing follow through here, and this kind of threw me off here. And right when this candle was peaking outside of break even, I was thinking about moving my stop loss to break even, but then I thought, oh, but I will be stopped out right away. So but yeah, as you can see, price is not favorable to any types of movements, honestly. At this point, it would be kind of frustrating to see price coming back here and trying to move once again above, but it can't happen. So in fact, this didn't work out here. We were expecting it to work, but it didn't. I just don't want to be stopped out here right at the tick just to see price going to where I was expecting it to go. We'll give it some more minutes here. Yeah, it seems like it will really follow through to the downside. So this one here is a reclaimed fair value gap. This is a failed breaker. So I believe we will continue lower here since the inversion didn't work. It's kind of hard to decipher what price wants to do right now because NQ is once again stalling price action here. It's kind of accumulating a little bit more. So yeah, the macro did not give us the inversion that I was looking for. Yeah, seems like NQ wants to head lower as well. And now we got that follow through that I was expecting early before this move right here. But yeah, it is what it is. yeah, even shorts are kind of hard to take in this environment, honestly, because this is a high resistance liquidity run for shorts. So it would be tough to hold into something that will eventually go down, but not in a way that you would like to see. Because right now NQ is not even holding um, the movement to the downside. It's trying to keep going higher, and the ES is just digging some more steps inside this fair value gap here. So yeah, price still coming down here. Now NQ is trying to follow ES. But as you can see, there's minimal follow through. So this environment is really tricky. Well, I guess there's nothing more that I can do here. I guess there's nothing more I can do here, honestly. Yeah, I kind of was wrong here, expecting expecting something like a inversion here type of movement. Well, the model is here. So we got the breaker, we got the inverted fair value gap, we got the liquidity purge. Well, everything was here. The trade was some minutes inside of profit, but not enough to lock in some profits. But yeah, the idea was kind of wrong, and it seems like price needed a little bit more to the downside before um, inverting to the upside. So I think that's what it is doing right now. So now there's some follow through here. Nice follow through. Some more follow through here. Really nice now, but kind of late, honestly. Yeah, it seems like the inversion will happen somewhere around here. Yeah, very choppy action here. It still is a choppy market. Here once again I was waiting for something to this midpoint of the 1 hour fair value gap to act as a support, but I'm not seeing anything being supported right now. Just need to see some follow through here. We still have these relative equal highs here. Yeah, seems like we will make another move lower here, and price will reach for lower targets. Kind of stopped right at 1.5 standard deviation, which I'm just noticing right now. Meanwhile, NQ is still trying to push higher, so but it doesn't seem like ES has the strength that NQ is trying to show us. Yeah, price not holding here this fair value gap. We are just losing it, so lower we go. And yeah, we try to stay with the probabilities, which means that we shall not try to short all-time highs, but yeah, today short time all time highs were meant to be shorted. Well, at this point, I will just uh, close the trade. I don't think it will retrace anymore. Um, yeah, there we go. got stopped out here. But yeah, first time trying to in a long time, first time in a long time trying to trade after 11, and yeah, it did not go well, but we took a, yeah, this is a 1 hour loss, which is a controlled loss. So yeah, I was expecting here some kind of a inversion right after the macro and right after taking sell side liquidity. The trade went in profit for a couple of minutes, but was not enough to take some off, and then got stopped out. And then same idea here when price just displaced, but I feel like here I was kind of chasing here. It was a low risk since I was risking only 5 micros, but yeah, I guess I was wrong here reading the market. I was trying to work with the probabilities, which are do not sell all-time highs. But yeah, today the probabilities were not in our advantage. So today the main movement was in fact a short move from all-time highs. But yeah, sometimes it happens and we have to accept it. Here the model just failed, so it's not my fault, honestly. And the bias was kind of wrong, because the bias was here. The draw will be here most probably. And I was trying to mark buy side liquidity and previous day high as our drawn liquidity, but yeah, it did not work. And with that said, I think that's it for today. We I kind of stretched the the live stream a little bit because I was in these trades, but tomorrow there will be another day. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for interacting with me as well. I hope to see you tomorrow once again. And yeah, thank you for your patience, and thank you for following me. Thank you.